Okay, so we are live, and hello to all of you joining us via live stream. This is one of our VCN meetups, and they are the public-facing part of the Vidwheel Creator Network, or VCN. What is the VCN? It's a supportive community of professionals just like you who are ready to harness the power of video to elevate their business. And our mission is to help you navigate the technicalities of video, being on camera, and how to weave video into your business strategy. All of that with the goal of broadening your reach beyond your local market, attracting extraordinary clients, and gaining efficiency within your business. How do I guide people on this journey? Because it's a journey I've undertaken myself. I used to operate solely within my local geographic market, limited by the boundaries of in-person interactions. But by embracing the power of video, I've been able to expand my business globally, work with extraordinary clients from all around the world, and become more profitable in the process. This shift has given me a less stressful, more flexible work schedule and opened up new horizons for my business. And I believe it can do the same for you. So if that seems like a fit, take a look for my booking link in the chat, which I'll paste at the end of this presentation here. And I would love to set up a time to discuss with you. If you aren't ready for a chat, go ahead and find me on LinkedIn, where I post daily about our monthly theme. Throughout June, we're looking at how you can use video plus LinkedIn to grow your business. Today's presentation is part of that programming. Next month, we're going to look at video strategy, and content expert Susan Finn will be kicking off that month with a presentation at our next VCN meetup titled Use FAQs and Your Voice to Create Video Content That Converts. That happens on July 6th at noon Eastern, and you can find that event and all upcoming events at event.vidwheel.com. So let's see. You can find that in the chat or the event description as well. I need to spotlight myself because there's no real intro here. I am the presenter today. I am going to get things rolling. And so here we go. My name is Neil, like I said, and I'd like to welcome you all out to this presentation. Today, I am presenting how I use ChatGPT with LinkedIn and remain human. If you need to review anything or reference the techniques that we go through, you can access this presentation at any time at linkedin.vidwheel.com. And for those of you in the VCN, look for more on this subject featured in our LinkedIn group, including the social post writing prompt and the walkthrough on how to use it that I'll mention later in the presentation. And so, how do I use ChatGPT with LinkedIn and not sound like a robot? It all starts with analysis of my posts, and it moves on to a careful post writing process. And that all creates a presence that has, quite frankly, been working pretty well the last couple of months, and maybe potentially part of the reason that some of you are here today. So with that, let's get to it. First, I want to look at why. Why bother using ChatGPT as part of your LinkedIn presence? We can all develop a LinkedIn strategy of some kind. We can all write posts, I'm sure, and all the other elements that might come with putting yourself out there on LinkedIn as a business. But I've been integrating ChatGPT into my LinkedIn presence for 70 days as of today. And here are a few of the reasons I've found that it's been worthwhile to use over that time. Number one, it's a multiplier. As a solopreneur, I can get a whole lot more utilizing AI, or ChatGPT in this case. It's like having a needle and a half around the office, and that other half is a copywriter and an analysis junkie. Number two, it's a time saver. I can get a good head start on writing a post, generating ideas, or doing some analysis dirty work utilizing ChatGPT a lot more quickly than I can just by doing it myself. Number three, it's effective. Since I started using ChatGPT to augment my posts and video on LinkedIn 70 days ago, as I mentioned, my impressions have increased by 30%, while my engagements are up 62%. All of this while saving time on production. I also have set RSVP records for these events twice in that span. And today we actually set the RSVP record overall, selling out Eventbrite and having a lot of RSVPs on LinkedIn as well. The fourth reason why you might want to use it is I'm a solo, and my ChatGPT chat is another voice in the office to bounce ideas off of. And in this case, an unbiased and very helpful voice. Last but not least, it can be a lot of fun. If you like to tinker and you like to build and create things in new ways, then ChatGPT or AI in general is for you. The possibilities of this tech are truly endless. So what we're going to cover today, we're going to look at analysis of your top posts. We're going to look at my writing technique, and you're welcome to take it and use it yourself. And then we're going to look at a few general tips with AI and LinkedIn. So analysis. When it comes to analysis, don't overthink it. That's my advice. Look at what's already working for you in your business and figure out why it's working so well. When it comes to LinkedIn, a great spot to start is analyzing your top posts to get an idea of what's resonating with your audience. And we're going to do that today as part of our next steps exercise that'll be after this live stream. We'll be using an AI automation that I developed to analyze your top 3 social media posts for common messaging, style, length, tone, and language. Members of the VCN, you can take this one step further. We've internally got a prompt for you all that uses that same starting point, but we actually create more of an AI post-writing sidekick with that prompt. Whichever way you go, you've got to figure out which posts are your top ones to start with. So here's my top process for that. And we'll jump over to LinkedIn. And so it's this simple to get your top posts on LinkedIn. You go to your main timeline or your profile. You go into analytics. You go into the post impressions here, and you change from their default of 7 days to 90 days, and it will default to impressions here. But you also can jump over to engagements, which is my preference because that shows a little more involvement from your audience. And so now with 90 days and engagements here, you can come down. These are your top 3 engaged posts. And so you can simply control click them or command click them on a Mac to put them in the new tabs so that you can easily copy and paste them. What we'll do at the end then is jump over here to the post analyzer, which you'll just paste those 3 posts in these spaces here, put in your email, and the analyzer will run those posts through ChatGPT. It will analyze them for all the metrics that we talked about, and then email you a report on them. So that is how I find my top posts, and then that is how we'll analyze them. Okay. Sorry, I got a lot of windows open here. Here we go. Next up, we are going to look at writing. Now, I do want to urge you, and I brought this up in my last presentation that involved AI as well. Be careful when using ChatGPT to write for you. It's a little too easy to generate something, copy it, paste it, and go on with your day. But don't do that. Read everything you generate, put your own spin on it, check it for accuracy. That copy paste habit is where the AI horror stories that you might hear come from. Writing that's off brand, writing that's off topic, or writing that's just plain wrong. Think of ChatGPT as a tool, a sidekick. It's not a brand aware, top-notch freelance copywriter, but somebody who can assist you in creating that content. I do have a system that I feel helps mitigate some of these risks, and we'll go through it in just a moment. But with that in mind, we will proceed to the next section here with caution. So post writing, here's a few things, and then we'll actually demo it. When it comes to using ChatGPT, I suggest you focus on really being specific. So you want to input the characteristics that you would like the chat to send back to you, including messaging style, length, tone, language, whatever other aspects you'd like to put in there. One other easy way to add specificity is to use examples. So if you have a prior post or a video transcript or a quote or a blog post that you would like ChatGPT to consider when writing the post, that can go a long way for keeping it on track with what you hope to create. Next, don't just accept what ChatGPT serves up. Start a conversation with the chatbot about the post. Ask questions, request tweaks. You can go a long way to getting closer to what you need by, treating it like a conversation like you would with another person. When you do feel like you're on the right track, edit your post. You have to put your own spin on what's created by ChatGPT, and you can tweak it in your own ways. That's really important. And last but not least, double check with ChatGPT. So if you make a bunch of changes to the post, kick it back over to ChatGPT, because I have a habit of doing this. I start changing something, and then all of a sudden, maybe it doesn't quite jive with what's at the end of the post or something like that. So that's a great test to make sure that you're on the right path there. Okay, so I am going to jump over to ChatGPT here. If you are starting new with ChatGPT, you should start a new chat, which you would do right up here, to create this social post writer. The reason for that is these chats have a bit of memory. So if you load in the characteristics from the report we get to later, examples, the messaging style, length, tone, language specifics into a ChatGPT conversation, it'll continue to try to reference them. So create a chat specifically for social writing. My chat here is all loaded up. This is built off of the VCN prompt that I brought up, the prompt that I'm sharing with the VCN. It's ready to go. This conversation has all the aforementioned info already in there. It already has my example posts. It has, it knows all my style and so on. So with that, let's write a post. Because this is a video group, I am going to go quickly grab a video transcript that I have queued up here. So we have a transcript here that I'm going to copy and paste in here. So I'm simply going to say, write a post about, and then I'm going to put that transcript in quotes. And we'll see what ChatGPT comes up with. I will say, I didn't give you all a chance to read the transcript, but it is from our last VCN meetup, which featured Chris Hughes. The gist of the video clip is that when you're pushing out a message for your business, you may feel like you're being repetitive, like a broken record, but your audience won't necessarily see it that way. So let's see what ChatGPT came up with. So they talk about the golden pillars of content creation, and it talks about feeling like a broken record, saying the same things again and again, but how important it is. So that's a good starting point for a post. But let's say that we want it to be more about the record, right? We can make it more about, say, music. And we can talk in regular language. Can you lean into the record part of the transcript? And we'll see what it comes back with. And so it's starting to talk more about the broken record. Don't fear the whole broken record, harness it. You know, you go in, it's got a lot of the same content, but it's leaning more into the music and all that piece. You could also, if you say forgot a part of what you were hoping to include here, you could add something. So let's say you had an event tied to this. Include info or one called so I made up a fake event. Please include a line about my event on July 1 called LinkedIn videos, and it will add a section tied to that. So when you feel like you're at a pretty good place, what we can do then is go ahead and edit this post. So I will just grab this post here. I'm going to copy it. And it is difficult to edit here within ChatGPT itself because this window is not big enough, in my opinion. So where I typically go to do this is back over to LinkedIn here. So if you were to look like you were about to write a post, paste in that ChatGPT post here, you can start working on things like formatting. You know, if you read a line and want to change it to something else, you can do that. For demo purposes, I'm just going to take out some big chunks of this, and we'll see what ChatGPT says. So this would be the spot where you could update things and stuff. I'm not going to take the time to do that while we're in the presentation. Instead, I took out some big chunks. And if you edited, you would just copy and head back over to ChatGPT. And this is the part where I'm saying you check back in with ChatGPT. So you can say something like, what do you think? I can't type today, of this version, and we'll put it in quotes so it knows what we're referring to. I'm sorry, my audio is being crazy here. And so you can see it comes in and Okay. All right. It comes in and says, oh, well, you've got to have more clarity on the role of video, and you took out that event promotion you asked for, and it rewrites the post. So that's that, like, safety that I was referring to. If you edit the post and you push it back into ChatGPT, it can kind of tell you if you're missing anything or if maybe you made too big a change. Other things you can do here that can be helpful is you can ask for specific things. What is the CTA of this post? And it will let you know what the CTA is. You could check in on things like the tone. So it's showing the exact CTA there. You can check on things like the tone, which can be helpful as well. The tone is upbeat, encouraging, and informative, which is helpful as well. So that is how I write the post. And when you get to the point where you're happy with it, you publish it on LinkedIn. But that back and forth can be really helpful and is not always something that folks do within ChatGPT. So that's my specific process, but let's take a look at a couple more general tips and then we will wrap up here. So if your ChatGPT post writer that you're developing, if that chat goes off the rails and isn't delivering what you expected, which is something that's happened to me with previous versions of my post writer, one of the things you can do is go ahead and redefine those parameters that you put in, or if you're, asking it to use example posts, go ahead and re-enter those example posts. I have found that in the past using ChatGPT 3, I would create some posts successfully and it would work well, but then the chat would forget what we had kind of talked about previously. That forgetfulness of ChatGPT 3 is one of the reasons that I personally upgraded to ChatGPT 4. For me, the time saved was well worth it. The next thing, as I demoed, and I think this is one of the most important things, that's why I'm reiterating it here, check your posts with ChatGPT. You can do that with all things in ChatGPT. Use it as a sounding board. Go back and forth as many times as you need to. And due to that, early on, this process might not save you a ton of time, but once you learn the ropes and get comfortable with talking to ChatGPT, then your system will save you a lot of time. And I also would say beware of the rabbit hole. So early on, you might want to set an alarm if you have a tendency to, kind of go down the rabbit hole when you get into new toys like this. That's something that happens to me. You could easily lose a lot of time playing with this tech, which kind of defeats the purpose of what we're talking about today, doing things efficiently and effectively. So once you have that disciplined plan in place, writing with ChatGPT can be a huge time saver. But save that rabbit hole activity for some downtime when you have more time to explore. So what we covered in that short presentation was how to locate your LinkedIn post for analysis. We looked at a process for writing posts within ChatGPT, and we looked at a couple of tips. The one thing left for you to do is do it. And all of you in the meeting here will have a chance to do it in just a couple of minutes with that next steps exercise. We'll all be analyzing our top posts in an automation that I put together. But before we get to that, I want to thank everyone who joined us via live stream. I also thank all of you who are in the meeting here. I hope everybody got a lot of value out of this presentation. A reminder, you can access it at any time at linkedin.vidwheel.com. And to those of you on live stream who I'm about to set free, get the full experience next time. Come on out to the VCN meetup itself. Susan Finn on July 6th will be presenting Use FAQs in your voice to create video content that converts. You can find that event and all events at events.vidwheel.com. Create confidently. Everybody in the room, please stick around for the exercise. And I'm stopping